and fit.
So Mark and I are examples of people who protect companies, infrastructure, and so on. What advice do you have for, like Mark does that for a living? What should he be looking for, or should he be looking for potential insiders that might have some nation-state involvement? Are there is there a top 10 list of things to look for, or is that just patently ridiculous?
No, this is a pretty open-ended question. First of all the software that is out there that is helping to protect us is very important. Got to be done. And even software that I think you wrote a piece in one of the newsletters about pattern recognition behavior. I think that helps too. But the experienced operator can defeat that as well. Having said that, most insiders will not be experienced operators, because I tell you why.
Will not be.
Will not be.
Not be.
I tell you why. When I was active, let's dial this forward. Let's say 20 years later, and I have a task to either get on the inside or find somebody on the inside. I most likely won't try to get on the inside, because ultimately, if I'm subject to a real strong security check, I might fail, and then I blow up. So I go find somebody who's in there who is clean, right? Now I don't train them that well, so they will show signs that they're not right. So that pattern detection is probably more powerful than I originally thought. The other thing is, I was at a conference, and I have a relationship with some folks who do nuclear security. Oh my God. I mean, most companies can't do that, it's too expensive. But they do things that they pretty much review their entire employee base once a year. And they check not just first references, but second and third. I mean, this is phenomenal. If you have high need for security, you got to go sort of like those nuke folks, but most companies can't. So ultimately, there's no such thing as 100% security.
I have a question on that. Given the world we're in today, online, cyber, internet-based, is the value of human intelligence assets still important, or?
I'm glad you asked that. If you didn't ask, I was going to volunteer that. It's particularly in the United States, we've always had sort of a bent towards using technology. It started with the U-2, that plane that takes pictures, and now it's really inviting. If you can gather a whole bunch of information just sitting at your desk and hacking around on the internet, right? But you can't hack Putin's brain, and they can't hack Donald Trump's brain. As long as
many have tried.
Yeah.
And the ones that got in got scared and went for the hills. As long as people make decisions, human intelligence is still the crown jewel in intelligence. It's the hardest to get. You need to get close to somebody who is at least close to a decision maker. That doesn't change, no matter what. So you can compromise pieces of an organization or even a country, but ultimately, if you want to win the game, it's a chess game. You need to know what's in the mind of the player.
I think the other thing you pointed out, it sounds like it's easier now to compromise somebody who's already a citizen of the country than try to plant an agent from the outside world.
Well, yes, absolutely. Okay. And what I did can't be done anymore today, to bring somebody in like me. But you can bring people. I mean, we are really vulnerable in terms of, particularly in IT, because we're bringing in people from other countries, and we outsource to other countries. Oh my goodness! I mean, you outsource to India, and next thing you know, there's people in China who do the work. And I don't know if we as organizations, companies, protecting ourselves very well from that. Is I think a wide open door.